Sponsored by
RKDF University.
Amid the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war, Kyiv is looking at India as a powerful nation that can convince Moscow to stop the escalation of the war that has been going on for over 2 years now. While one of the key purposes of Ukraine's Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba's visit to India is to bolster and restore trade relations, he also warned the country about Russia's deepening ties with China. Given New Delhi's border disputes with China, Kuleba stated that the Chinese-Russian relationship should be of particular attention for India in light of national security prerogatives. Meanwhile, if India agrees to support Kyiv, it would be the first non-Western power to support Volodymyr Zelensky. Kuleba stated that for Ukraine, having a big player like India on board is essential as India's voice matters to the countries around the globe. As one of the crucial things on Ukraine's agenda during Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba's visit to India is to convince India to participate in a peace summit being hosted by Switzerland this summer. At the summit, President Zelensky would highlight a 10-point peace formula aimed at ending the conflict triggered by Russia's invasion in February 2022. And Ukraine believes that India's participation would help in convincing other nations, especially the Global South, to support Kyiv's initiative. After the US left Ukraine cold-shouldered with its massive support to Israel and its growing inclination towards the Israel-Hamas war, Ukraine is looking to gain support from India, which has had a great say in Russia-Ukraine war since its beginning. Pertinently, among all other nations, India is the only nation maintaining balanced relations with both Ukraine and Russia, without condemning Moscow's invasion of Kyiv and without leaving Ukraine isolated on the global stage since the beginning of the Israel-Hamas war. Urging India to rethink its ties with Russia, Ukraine stated that the ties of both nations are based on an evaporating Soviet legacy, which would not last for centuries. Instead, it encouraged New Delhi to expand trade and technology ties with Ukraine. Drawing India's attention towards Ukraine, he underscored that India would gain much by expanding trade and technology with Ukraine and helping the nation in post-war reconstruction. Kuleba said that after the war ends, Ukraine would possibly become the largest construction site in the world, where Indian companies are welcome to participate in the recovery. He highlighted that Ukraine is looking forward to restoring trade ties with India, especially on resuming exports of agricultural products like sunflower oil, while importing the heavy machinery that India is manufacturing. Ukraine further pitched for India to become a permanent member of the United Nations Security Council, stating that the relevance of the UN is dwindling because the balance of powers inside the organization is broken. Mentioning that every death in a war-torn nation is another nail in the coffin of the UN, Kuleba stated that despite the UN trying its best, it is paralyzed due to no key agreement between the key stakeholders. He asserted that it is essential for the UN to change its 5 permanent members and bring India and other nations on board.